Hello everybody and welcome to Toy Warp Vintage Reviews. If this is your first time here, reach over, click that subscribe button and the bell icon to stay up to date on all the great toy videos we have in the works, and maybe check out some past videos as well. Make sure to check out the description below for links to the Patreon and the Toy Warp Facebook page if you want to interact with Toy Warp more. I thank you for tuning in so much and enjoy. When Generation 1 Transformers were introduced to American audiences, it showcased a stroke of brilliance in their design. Transformers merged two of the most popular types of toys of all time. The first being transportation-related toys. Cars, trucks, planes, spaceships, boats. These had all been a staple of toy products since the 1940s. And not just for boys, as even Barbie through the years had a car collection that would make any gearhead jealous. The second being action figures. While they did exist in the 1960s, it wasn't until Kenner's Star Wars line of 3 3/4 did they start their dominance of the toy aisle landscape. In the toy market, the Transformers are often lumped into the action figure category, even though it lacks something that every other line of action figures had: playsets. In the tireless battle of good versus evil of the Saturday morning cartoon world, one thing that they all shared in common was both factions got a base of operations, and more often than not, it got some kind of toy representation to accompany the rest of its line on toy store shelves. G.I. Joe, He-Man, Justice League, Voltron, even the Transformers' direct competitors, the GoBots, got mobile command centers. It could be argued that both Trypticon and Metroplex filled this role, but they wouldn't be introduced to the line until 1986 in the Season 3 decline. While both Trypticon and Metroplex could house the Minibots and small cons, they certainly wouldn't accommodate the normal-sized Transformers. The lack of a base playset was due to the fact that the Autobot Ark and Decepticon Nemesis didn't exist in the prior Diaclone line. They were fabricated for the Transformers cartoon, so there was no existing toy to port from Takara to Hasbro. Aside from the flimsy Transformers Activity Center in 1985, look at the kid on the box, he's not even thrilled to be playing with it. The Transformers line never got the representation of their iconic factions' bases. Or did it? What if I told you there was? Even though it was never offered in stores, most collectors don't know it exists, and came about 30 years too late. Enter the 2014 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Autobot base. This was a bizarre combination of what I would like to call a legacy-style playset that came with the latest tangled of piles of scrap metal that passed for Transformers. Along with the base came 4 Bayformer Dinobots, and even though they were painted in G1 style coloring, 2 of them lack even the names of the G1 characters they're supposed to represent. So it was a stroke of luck when I found the base at a flea market at a discounted price because the guy didn't care about the base, he just wanted the Bayformers out of it. I guess we all have issues. Not only does it showcase key features from the Autobot Ark from Seasons 1 and 2, it also incorporates them into Mount St. Hilary. Having your Autobot toys be able to drive out of the iconic entrance to the Ark is something our childhood severely lacked. That being said, the playset has 2 sides with play value. The entrance with the Ark perfectly sticking out of it like it does in the cartoon, and what would be the interior of the ship. Don't get it wrong, the construction of this is entirely cardboard. and is strictly a display/collector's item. While the set is built remarkably strong, as you can see, holding these heavy G1 metal transformers on the upper shelf here, sliding G1 bots over its surface would wear down the finish on the cardboard. And too many times changing it from box to base mode would cause the folds and flaps to become tears. Displaying this piece would be very tricky, as cardboard is much more difficult to clean than the plastics and metals on our G1 toys. It's really best to keep it behind glass to minimize the dust, or just keep it in box mode in a closet. When I originally acquired it, I had the bright idea to display it at the bottom of one of my G1 display cases. However, this is a chunky piece, and while its width would fit inside the case, the height and sheer bulk of it subtracted too much room from the Transformers themselves. This set measures 27 inches long, 21 inches wide, and 21 inches tall. So if you get one and you wish to display it, make sure there's room for it, because it will require some real estate. Inside the base is packed with Generation 1 references as well. What looks to be the electronic console Autobot Spike Crushed, the Sky Spy from More Than Meets the Eye, Teletran 1 with Grimlock schematics from SOS Dinobots, the Repair Beam from More Than Meets the Eye, the sample analyzer always used by Chip Chase, the access panel spark plug used to turn off the ARC sensors in Ultimate Doom, and even an incognito sound wave hidden in the corner. Even though these details are merely printed on cardboard, it all adds up to a playset that we should have gotten 40 years ago. The box art reads as follows. Deep beneath Mount St. Hilary, from the command center inside Autobot headquarters, Grimlock orders his Dinobots to attack. They emerge from the primordial sludge, charging forward to swoop down on the Decepticons with a terrifying snarl and the shear that will turn the toughest Decepticon into slag. Matthew Reinhardt is a uniquely talented storyteller. His paper creations explode from the pages of his books, delivering a 3D experience that immerses readers in new worlds and brings them deeper into familiar ones. Each of his pop-up books is part of an artistic wonder, part paper engineering marvel, a medium unto itself, where engaging stories wait to be discovered. This is his second journey into the world of the Autobots and Decepticons, having visited previously with Transformers: The Ultimate Pop-Up Universe. Even though this is a one-year Comic-Con exclusive, these are available on the second-hand market, most being complete with the Bayformer Dinobot figures. Prices range from $150 to $300, and at the time of this video, there were a dozen offerings on eBay, so they are obtainable. Did you know this existed? Do you have one on display? If you do, share the picture on the Toy Warp Facebook page. The link to it and the Patreon, by the way, will be in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed exploring the Autobot arc with me. Thank you for watching.